Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today I have another comic review for you guys. I can't speak apparently. Alright, so this is Hawkeye Freefall issue 1, and it is a brand new run for Hawkeye. Of course, we all know I do love Hawkeye. He is, well, he/she, if you want to go with Kate versus Clint, which one it is. Hawkeye's my favorite Avenger. You know, huge spoiler there. I've already said it a million times, but my favorite Avenger. And he's got a brand new series. So I know this is a little bit late because, I mean, it basically sold out everywhere in my area because everyone's talking about the new Ronin, the new first appearance of Ronin. Okay. I actually wanted to read the book, but alright. So, luckily, I was lucky enough to be able to get a signed copy from Midtown. So let's get right on into the review because I know me talking kind of annoying sometimes. Anywho, diving right on into the comic, we get to see one of New York's many sketchy warehouses. And, of course, continuing with the theme that we've had the last several Hawkeye runs, we've got the purple thought bubbles that I do love quite a bit. But we get to see just a random collaboration of kind of like thugs or like henchmen. And they're all getting the heads up of what's going to go down soon. Then there's Clint, and he's just hanging out drinking his coffee, as you can see. Pretty funny, not gonna lie. And we find out the whole reason why Clint is there is because of the Hood. Now, the Hood is a big bad who started out as just your average Joe Schmo, ended up with a bad crowd, and somehow got his hands on a magical hood from a demon, or the Hood's a demon. I don't know. Hawkeye's not exactly clear on that. He didn't really care. But the thing that really kind of irritates him about the Hood is he thinks that he's untouchable. So Clint has decided that he's going to touch him tonight. And no, it's not happening that way. Anywho. So he's going through the crowd, telling him exactly what's going to go down tonight. And then he gets to Clint. And Clint's just sipping his coffee, having a grand old time, just watching the whole spectacle getting ready to happen. And he's like, "Hey, I know you." And he points at him with his chopsticks. Like, this guy's literally eating his noodles. Just chopsticks in front of his guys, telling him what's going to go down. And Clint's like, "Yeah." So he punches him. Because, you know, Hawkeye rolls that way. Anywho, a fight ensues. Everything with Hawkeye throwing his coffee in a guy's face. Not cool, Clint. Not cool. That was very hot, I'm sure. Anywho, and, going at it, taking down the crew, including the Hood. Of course, he is backed up by a number of police officers throughout this entire event, so, good for him. He brought the cops with him. So, arrest easily taken care of. Later on, we actually get to see Clint in the most boring place possible, as he refers to it, otherwise known as a courtroom, and he is waiting for the Hood to be sentenced. He's waiting for punishment to go down. Well, unfortunately, he's sitting there and he's hearing all of the pleas from the Hood's various men who were also arrested, several of which are just saying that they needed the money. They needed to take care of their kids, and, they can't afford this bail. How are they going to be able to support their families? And Clint realizes there's a reason why the heroes don't normally go to these things. Because a lot of times they're just kind of set up to screw people over that were just really desperate. So finally, he's looking around. He's been sitting there for a little while and he's wondering, hey, when is their boss gonna be here? And he finds out that the Hood was released with apologies. what? So much like what Hawkeye says, this is some bullshit. And he goes after the Hood himself, who is of course escaping in a limousine. And yeah, that's when he actually offers Hawkeye a ride, asks him if he wants to come in for a little bit to chat. And they're having champagne inside this limousine because he's celebrating. He's celebrating the fact that he is released and everything's fine. Well, of course, Hawkeye's saying that he's going to stick it to him. He's going to find out when he does wrong again, and he's going to take him out. That's what he does. And yeah, a little bit of a back and forth between these two. And I do like the whole, the demon face we get here from the Hood is pretty spectacular. But ultimately, Hawkeye thinks, I don't really like this guy. Don't like this guy. So, continuing on 2 hours later, we get to see a Hawkeye getting a little frisky, shall we say. Yeah, this happens. Glad to see Clint happy. Let's put it that way. Very glad to see him happy. Of course, we're gonna go on. However, at the same time that he's busy trying to get busy, we find out that there's a new Ronin in town, and this new Ronin is going after some feds and an armored case. So he does actually end up taking out a number of men, and he does end up taking the case. One of the men in particular tells him, I can't let you take that case. And he says, let me. And the man ends up pleading for his own life. As you can see here, we have a new Ronin. Oh yeah. Anywho, the next morning, Clint is enjoying a very overpriced omelet, if you ask me. $20, that's robbery. But, yeah, having a very overpriced omelet. And he ends up getting shit on by a bird. That's an insult. We get to see a greasy cyborg or a big bird cosplayer, otherwise known as Winter Soldier and Falcon. Yeah, it's literally what he calls them. He refers to them as a big bird cosplayer and a greasy cyborg. That part really made me laugh. But, of course, they think he's the new Ronin. They kind of try to, play around it a little bit. And he's like, come right out and just tell me. He's saying there's no possible way. He's insulted by the insinuation. And he's saying there have been 3 other individuals that have donned that costume. They're saying, yes, this one's out of country. This one's doing this. And last I checked, the new Ronin wasn't female. So, of course, they think it's Clint. Clint is very offended by this and is like, all right, then let's go handle this. So that night, the 3 of them are running a stakeout, and Clint is nice enough to bring them coffee. What? Even after they ruined his omelet. But, of course, they still don't believe that he isn't Ronin. But, yeah, showtime. And that is when they meet this new Ronin. Ronin makes pretty quick work of the guys, unfortunately. And as Clint's thought bubbles are going through the entire fight, it's just really embarrassing for them. They're getting in each other's way. They don't know how to fight as a small unit in this area. And it's kind of offensive, the fact that they've been on teams together or various versions of the Avengers. And he's like, yeah, we're just, it's not like making any of them look good. And he's kind of embarrassed by all of this, especially the fact that this Ronin is taking full advantage of how clumsy they're fighting during this fight. And, yeah, there's a moment where he's like, not the face, not the face. Yeah. Clint has that beautiful nose broken, unfortunately. And the three of them they're pretty beaten, as you can see right here. And he tells them, I told you it wasn't me. So I do have to tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed this first issue of this brand new run for Hawkeye. Unfortunately, every time Hawkeye has just a solid story come out, it always seems to get canceled, or it ends abruptly, or something, and it's very, very heartbreaking for me. I know just making this video that it's probably gonna get canceled, because that's just the way, you know, my love for Hawkeye ends up every time. But Rosenberg definitely knows what they're doing with the Hawkeye character, and I'm really, really excited to see where it goes moving forward. The art style throughout was spectacular. There was not a dull moment. It's fun, it's quips, it's banter, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm really excited to see who this new Ronin could possibly be, what all is going on there, what that could mean for Marvel in general, if this is just going to be kind of a little one-off shoot of this character and we're just never going to see this person again, or if they're going to become their own thing, or if they're going to be the new established Ronin for a while. That could be really interesting to find out. I did like the fact that he poked fun at, I mean, let's face it, they're basically, you know, Captain America's backup. His 1 and 2, Sam and Bucky. But I did like the fact that he poked fun at them, calling them a Big Bird cosplayer was probably the best part of it. I mean, Falcon, kind of awesome. But I did really enjoy this, and I'm really excited to see where it goes moving forward. So please do give me a like if you like this video, comment below, and tell me whether or not you picked up Hawkeye Freefall and whether or not you enjoyed it like I did. Also, subscribe to my channel for more comic book content. We are also putting out Be Kiara Behind the Bar right now, as well as a bunch of other things that I keep saying are in the works. They're actually in the works. It's coming, it's coming. But, yeah. Definitely check out any of the older videos I have for offer here on Cat Run Figures, or, you know, watch me live every week, Thursday and Friday nights on the Comic Core, because, you know, pretty awesome, always a fun crew there, and, you know, why not? It's Thursday and Friday night, pretty awesome show. Alright, so that is it. Please do all of the above, and until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.